Hello, everybody. This is Justin from Breakout Capital Ventures. It is Saturday, the 6th of December, 2025. I'm going to start with KDNC. And this one here we covered off not so long ago with Alan Green. You can watch that on our YouTube channel, or if you click on our highlights on X, you'll see it there. So this one here, we called it pretty well. I think it was around 2.5 pence originally, and we thought that we were going to go towards the top of this box here at about 5.7 pence before we saw a bit of resistance, which is correct. In fact, we hit about 6.4. And, you know, for me, I'm still expecting another wave to the upside. For me, we've only had one wave, and this blue box is a long-term reversal zone. So I'm still expecting another wave to the upside. So where do I think this is going? Well, hopefully if we can stay above this 3.2 pence, but even if we fall below that, I don't think we'll fall much lower. I mean, it was capitalized at 3p, so you know, it's fully funded, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, for me, it still looks pretty good no matter what. But I think that, hopefully this is around the floor, the 3.4 pence level. But you know, obviously, the company is now making good progress. There's lots of different reports that you can read, the RNS reports. But so anyway, if I get back to the technicals, we've only had one wave to the upside. So we've had one there, and this is our second wave or corrective wave. So I'm still expecting another one, and hopefully up to this red box zone here. So I think, you know, break and hold above this sort of 6.3 pence level, should head up to 8.08, up to 9.46. But when I gave that original target back down here at 2.5 pence, I thought we were going to go to 5.7, get a corrective move, and then go up to 10.15, up to 12.55. And I still believe that that's where it's going to go. However, I'm just giving this the lower figure as a sort of a caution that, you know, we may see a bit of resistance around that level, but I'm still hopeful that this is going to go up to around the 10p level. So that's a couple of bags potentially in KDNC. So worth having a view of that podcast I did last week with Alan Green and the one before that, indeed, actually. So, yeah, well worth a look. There we go. So that's KDNC. OMI is my next one. And this one here, I'm going to stick my neck out on this one. You know, I thought that this 19.4 down to 17.4 was going to be roughly the bottom, which I think, you know, we could probably say that is going to be about the floor. Another one that's capitalized, I think it was at 20 pence. So that's looking pretty good. But I think if we get a break and hold above this 29.1 pence level, I think we're going to go up to 40.2, up to this 46 pence level. But you know, if I flip to the weekly, it's probably going to be a bit easier to see. In fact, I've still got both boxes there, but it doesn't matter. I think we're playing out on the weekly, and I think we're going to see 46.3 up to 58.4, possibly 73.6 pence. I mean, yeah, let's play it safe. Let's get to the bottom of that blue box. The red box first at 46.3. But you know, I think that's going to be active once we've broken 29 pence. So OMI, you know, it looks really good, and you know, gold's looking pretty good. Gold move's definitely not over, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that's definitely got more legs to the upside in that one. So as I say, I think the sort of first point of call is that 40 pence level, but then hopefully I think as we're playing out to the weekly, all being well, that we should hit 46.3 and higher. So OMI, worth popping on your watch list. WSG is my next one, and this was just an interesting one for me because you know, this one I originally called it a 1p level. I think it was back here. In fact, you can view my podcast. It's around February time. A load of grief for it. You know, loads of people, you know, text me. They sent me DMs, blah, blah, said it was a load of rubbish. Anyway, it went to 3 pence. So, yeah, it was a correct call. You know, for me, I think I'm going to make another correct call here. I've got this blue box reversal zone at 1.34 down to 1p. And we've got loads of week-off candles. Sort of made a bit of a stride to the upside during the week. So, you know, for me, I think we're going to see more upside. You know, you know, as I say, everything works in waves. For me, that's only one wave. That's two. This is going to be our third wave. So I think, you know, break and hold above 2.94 pence. And I think they should be heading to 3.32 up to 3.88. However, you know, this could be a power move. And if it is a power move, then I think that, you know, we could see the break out of that box there and possibly head up to 4.26 to 5.15 pence, which is 2.5 bags. You know, that's going to be another double banger potentially. But you know, same with everything. You know, if you read all the forums just recently on these, especially LSE, I mean, it's appalling. You know, every board you read, there's just total negativity on there. And you know, I don't know how they hope to entice new investors into any shares with this total negativity. The LSE needs to sort that out. It's all good and well posting once that you're negative, but move on. The market's forward looking. It's not backwards looking. Move on. There's no need to post 4, 5, 6 times a day this continual negativity. We need some positivity in the market. It will help sentiment throughout the marketplace, not just for WSG, not for loads of other shares that I've just been looking at recently. I don't even bother reading the LSE board too much, but it's just a load of nonsense. It's children playing silly games. But for me, there you go. WSG, worth popping on your watch list and doing some research. Cornish Metals is my next one, and just get that one if I could write that properly. Another one that was funded at 8p, and we're just slightly sitting below that. Just did a company interview that you can see on YouTube or under my highlights on X. But, this one here, tin price is absolutely flying. It's around a 40,000 level at the moment. And I think that Cornish Metals is going to benefit from that higher tin price. And I think, breaking a hold above this 9.98 pence. I think we're headed up to this red box zone here, 11.3 up to 12.6. I do have a longer term target, a flip to the weekly. And I think that, longer term, we could be looking at this 28.3 up to 34.6 and possibly even higher. So, Cornish Metals, definitely want to pop in your watch list. It's a UK company. It's the UK critical mineral strategy was released recently. And obviously the UK government are actually backing that project. So, I think there's a long-term play. I think that'll do extremely well. So, worth watching my interview the other day, worth doing some research on that one. GSCU is my next one. And this one here, I was a little bit disappointed with that capital raise at 2.5 pence, but it is what it is. And so where do I think this is going? Well, hopefully that's going to be around the floor. I think you've been able to buy just below the placing price, which is just absolutely crazy. They've got three drills turning on the out there searching for gold, copper and silver. They've had absolutely astonishing grades out there at the moment. This is Chile. It's it's the mining capital of the world, in my opinion. So if we can break a hold above that 4.2 level, it's going to bring us 4.8 to 5.5. And if we can get to break that prior high of 5.2, that's going to activate this red box up here at 6.1 all the way up to 8.8 pence. Now, if we go to silver, this is just outrageous, but the AIM market is outrageous at the moment. But, a gold price is at 58. It's 58.2. It's at an all-time high, and it's going to go to 61.6 at least. And I'm going to flip to the monthly because I think that this is just so clear to me. We've had it's just one wave two. This is our wave 3, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that heading up to at least $100. I've got 92.27. I think it's going to go higher than that. I just don't see that the run in this gold and silver is anywhere near over. I know we've had a couple of down days, blah blah blah. But if you look at the monthly, it just tells you a story. Absolutely tells you exactly what's going on there. There's no blip in that. It's just motoring on. So for me, silver it is absolutely flying. And I'm surprised that like GSCU. I'm going to come on to another one fairly soon, which is another appalling LSE board to read. But, these silver plays should be coming into fashion, and, they should be in play now. So, worth popping on your watch list and having a look at that one. WSBN is my next one, Wishbone Gold. And this one here is a chart request, but where do I think that? Well, I think that's in the blue box reversal zone down there at 63.66 down to 46.465. And where do I think that's heading? Well, hopefully we should get a couple of ways bounce at least, if it went to 100 pence, but hopefully if we could break 100 pence and sort of head back up and break and hold above this, I'm going to say 228 pence, but, probably a technical hold above about 190 would be a breakout. Should bring us up to this, my first red box zone there at 276.9 up to 336.75. So, WSBN, potentially a lot of bags in that one, but we see how that move from there unfolds. So, but for me, anything around that blue box should be a winning trade. So there you go. We're doing some research. SBDS, and another one that we covered off with Alan Green in last week's Ultimate Breakouts podcast. Worth listening to that. It's outrageous the market cap this has got. It's basically raised or pretty much its market cap in cash at around 30 pence level. We're now sitting at 21 pence level. It's got its income generating. I believe it's going to be cash flow positive, possibly by the end of this year. Who knows? We'll wait and see on that. But it's around a £4 million market cap. It's insane. But I've got a blue box reversal zone here at 23.8, and I think that we're going to get a wave up. And my target here is 57.5 up to 67.5. And if I flip to the weekly, I think that we've only had sort of one wave up. And there's a possibility, and it is a possibility. So it's not something that I'm going to say is definitely going to happen. But 206 up to 254, if it can break and hold up about 180 pence. But from its £4 million market cap, that's times that by 10, because that's roughly a 10 bagger, isn't it? Up there, it's only a £40 million market cap. They've got the an ex Twitter MD as a non-exec. It just hopefully if he can convert some of his contacts into new business and they're cash flow positive, it just seems insane that it's down here, pretty much valued at the amount of capital it's raised just recently. So worth doing some research on that one, and hopefully that one can move to the upside. Bank is my next one, and another one that's done absolutely appalling since its capital raise. Flip back to the daily, but that's in a blue box reversal zone down here at 9.45 down to 7.15. And, we've called that pretty well in the past. So, we got that at 6.45. We said that was going to go to 3.6. Absolutely bang on. And where do I think it's heading this time? Well, from there, I'd expect at least a three-wave bounce to the upside. But if it can break and hold above 21 pence level, that's going to go to 30.2 up to 35.8. So potentially, a couple of bags at least, 2-3 bags in bank. So, and it was capitalized at 20p. I know there's some sort of further funding at 10p through whatever it was, but worth doing some research. But either way, it's below both of those placing prices right now. And it's in a blue box reversal zone. Fingers crossed, we're going to get a couple of ways to the upside on that one. Just need a bit of sentiment to return to the market, and that should hopefully benefit from that. Myriad is my next one, and Myriad Advertising. This is one that I really like, but I'm just. It's a really good company, and I really love the advertising. I think it's absolutely the future of the where these companies should be going. Not going to say BBC, but Netflix and people like that, Amazon, they incorporate the adverts. I don't watch adverts; it's just a load of rubbish. My kids don't understand me watching adverts. If I do watch adverts, they think you're an idiot. But there you go. So where do I think I said? Well, first off, I've got that red box zone here at 0.021. That's a possibility of where it's probably heading. That and if it does get up to there, I think you're going to see a lot of resistance. But there is still there's a gap here at 0.15 all the way up to 0.33. That's an awful long way to go. It is there. I mean, if the company, it's a tiny market cap as well. If they can get a big deal, I mean, probably game on. But it needs a lot of luck, I think, Myriad. But fingers crossed. Great company, great product, and hopefully some of these big players can get behind it, and we can see a UK business doing well out of it. There you go. UFO is my next one, and another one which is silver play. This is one where we had that blue box reversal zone, which I gave 0.1305 down to 0.095. It hit the bottom, but that support it held perfectly, and you can watch. I gave that a long time ago, but and it's for me, it's a silver play, and as I talked about earlier, silver prices is absolutely flying. But these silver plays, it hasn't filtered down, but I think it will. This has got some. It's been drilling, or it's his partner's been drilling. And there's the results due on that, and fingers crossed those results come in. Silver price continues to go high, which I think it is. If you look at that monthly chart, it's undoubted to me that is going to go higher. And I think that if you can break and hold above sort of 0.29 level, it should bring us up to 0.363, up to 0.429, and we're at 0.14 close on Friday. So fingers crossed, UFO can fly up together with the silver price. TIR is my next one. This one, just insane. I mean, I don't understand it. Why is this share price so low? This company is income generating. it was originally, we've seen a spike up to 5.5 pence. We're now talking fractions of a penny. And what's changed? A Bitcoin price has come down, but this isn't really a Bitcoin play. It's a little bit, but it's 10 back down. It's just insane. I just don't understand that. But and I look for the PR. I look on LSE. I look for some PR from on X. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. I don't know what these companies are doing. I don't know what the PR firms doing. Nothing. I mean, nothing that I can see. But where are they trying to entice investors? There's nothing out there at all. Appalling. But it is what it is. But if I look there, I've got a rise in MACD. I've got a rise in RSI. It's not brilliant, but I think that's got to be due another leg to the upside. And where do I think that's headed? Well, 5.9 up to 7.3 is where I hope it's going to head, which is that's a 10 bagger, isn't it? But it's 10 back down. From its highs here, it's 5.4, 5.5. It's almost 10 back down, but this supposedly is income generated. It's got it's bit sensors that they're producing income. So it seems insane why it's down here. But I'd like to know more about the company. But I've asked them to speak to me. They haven't. So they've never come back to me. In fact, actually, the PR firm did come back to me, but then they'd never got in touch again. But whatever. It would be great to hear from these companies because as investors, you need to know why is this company down here. They should be talking to us, but they don't. They can't be bothered. Whatever it is, I don't know. But I'd like to hear from Tiger Alpha PLC. I want to know what's going on there because to me it seems insane. I'm still expecting another leg to the upside. I want to know how that's going to happen. It'd be nice to hear from them. Anyway, next one I'm going to do Ondo and just get that one. Ondo and SureTech. I mean, it's got a bit of a gap down there. Now, to be honest with you, I've not looked at the news for last week, so. I've got a blue box reversal down there at 26 down to 23.8, which is fallen outside of. So that's it's not brilliant. But so where is it? Well, I want to see it hold above 20.7. I think a close above below that would be not good looking. But if it can sort of get some balls behind it. Obviously, the first point of call is closing that gap there at 30 pence. And then if it can go on to break that 35 pence level, it should be headed up to 37.4 to 41.3. It's worth having a look at the news behind that as to why that gap is there. So I say I haven't had a look, unfortunately. There you go. So UPL is my next one. And I got the wrong one. Let's get to UPL and Upland Resources. Where do I think that's headed? Well, for me, I think that's probably headed to this 5.56 up to 6.84. That's it. That's all I can say. VLRM is my next one. And Valereum, I'll tell you what, I had that at the blue box there, 2.87. And wow. I mean, I can't believe I missed that one. It is what it is. But where's that headed? Well, where I think you're going to meet a lot of sellers is 31.18 up to 39p. Is it going to get there? I don't know. I mean, it's already run extremely well from 2 pence up to nearly. So it's been at 20p, hasn't it? So, that's a 10 bagger. So well done, those who took that trade. Next one I'm going to do is UCOG, and this is going to be the last one for today. UCOG, I was absolutely booming when it relisted, and it's capital raised. It's capital raised, and I think it's capital raised a few times. But where's that headed? Well, fingers crossed. It's had a couple of good blue candles there, and I'd like to see it. I think that there's still another leg in that, and the leg for me would be 0.0584 up to 0.0708. Possibly higher. I'm not going to talk about higher targets because that is an awful lot of return for your money. So, there is a gap there. So, at 0.021, which is sort of 20%, 25% higher than where it is at the moment. So, there's 25%. Might see some sellers there. Hopefully not. But obviously that for me would be where hopefully UCOG is going to be heading. But, obviously they need to drop some good news for that to be activated. There you go. That's me for Saturday. She'll be back again soon.